Hey everybody. So today I'm going to run through as quick as I can just how to install a recording software and set it up to do just general purpose recording, the kind of things we do for tutoring and making presentations and whatnot. The first thing you do is just Google search OBS. It's open broadcaster software is what you're looking for. It's generally going to be the very first one. There's tons of other options, and with OBS being open source, there's different versions of it that people will try to charge you for. This one's totally free. So just straight to the download page and then download the installer. Good to go. So agree to the UAC here. And then what you're going to want to do is just follow all the basics, all the default settings. The only thing I would recommend changing is if you have like a small main hard drive and a larger one elsewhere, you might want to change the location to where you have the most free space. But other than that, there's no real concerns with the setup. So just follow the default. And once I get this open, I will come back and show you how to set it up from inside because it won't let me set up while I'm recording on another version of it. All right, we're back. We have OBS installed, and like I said, I just went through the installation and followed the default prompts and left everything how it was, with the exception of if you want to store it somewhere else, feel free to do that. The first thing you need to do, though, once you get this open, is go up here to File and your Settings. Once the settings open up, the important tab right off the bat is going to be this Output tab. Click on that and your recording. Once you're here, the only thing you have to worry about in your settings right off the bat is making sure this recording path is set so that you know where your videos are going to go once they're recorded. So, I mean, there's a default thing in there, or you can set up your own folder on your desktop or in any way you want to do it just to organize it better. The rest of these settings, it goes super in depth, and I mean, there's anything you could ever possibly need is in here. So don't worry about all that. Don't get overwhelmed with it because you're 99% not going to need any of it. Now, where things do get important is in these two windows right here. So I don't think you're going to be using this one very often. You will probably just have one scene that you use for everything. Once you get the hang of creating scenes, then you might want to have one for like a face cam, which is what this is, or one for like a main so you can catch your desktop, which if I move this around a little bit, you'll see that's all this is capturing the desktop. This window here, however, is where you're going to have some important stuff to pay attention to. This will probably come up all blank, or maybe you'll just have desktop audio on there. This was already set up a little bit because I had this installed before and it kept the configuration files. So the important things you want to learn here is like this, let's see, display capture. The way I got that on there is with this little plus mark at the bottom. You just hit the little plus, and then you can pick what type of source you want to add in. And this is where you're going to add your microphone, audio input, audio output capture. What that does, excuse me, what that does is anything that's routed through your selected speaker at that time will be also recorded. Let me go ahead and show you this. When you add one, you can do desktop audio 1 or desktop audio 2. That's just what I named them. And then we'll just leave that the same. And you can check your device. So if you leave it on default, and this goes for any setting you have, any source you pick up, if you leave it on default, you have to make sure that Windows has the device you want to use selected as the default. So like you can see here that I have different audio outputs. My default, I believe, is going to be this NVIDIA right here, and I'm not using that at all. I cannot use that when I record. So what I want to do is actually select the individual one that I want this to always record. Did I get to? No. Yes, I did. Let me go ahead and delete that one. So when you're going to delete one, just highlight it, right click, and then remove. Super simple. Everything in here is very, very easy and intuitive. It's a matter of learning what things are important to you and at what time to use them. So another example, let's go ahead and put show you the display capture, because that's going to be another one that's very important to you guys. Display capture, and I have different displays. We'll just do number one right off and check it out. And then what you do here, anytime you add a new source, it gives you options. So again, you want to click down there and make sure you got the right window, because I have two monitors. The one I've selected now is on the left, and I'm not using it for anything, so that wouldn't make a very good video at all. So we'll leave that back on one. You would hit OK here. I'm going to hit cancel because I've already got it set up. Another thing that you might want to add is a video capture device. And this is just going to be your webcam. We'll show you what that looks like right there. Also, if you double click one of these, it'll still bring up this option menu for you as well. So you can select your webcam, you can deactivate it, you can reactivate it, you can configure your video. So if you have a really expensive high-tech camera with digital controls, you can control some of those things from here. I recommend leaving this on device default. So the only thing you need to worry about is set your camera up and make sure it's in focus. But there's that. So basically this little button will help you set up anything you need. If you're not getting audio, check that button and see if there's a source you're missing. All right, so there we go. We've got the picture up here. Again, sorry for the mess in the back. That's homework I've got piled. So once you get all these set up the way you want, let's just say you're not getting your display capture and you don't know why. You've got it here. It's on here. So why isn't it showing? It should be showing that endless tunnel right there. So make sure if something's not working, you first check these little eyeballs here. If one got clicked, it will hide it from the recording, so you won't see it. Another thing is, let's say you're not picking up your voice and you don't know why, what's going on. Well, make sure you have an audio input capture. And what I like to do is name these things by the device. So I have different microphones, I have different cameras, so it's just easier to name it by what it comes up as in the system. Like the one that I use the most part, I should name this, what is it? NSPAU, yeah. So that's the easiest way to keep track of everything. Your control buttons are all up here. Start recording and stop recording are the same button. Just like start streaming will become stop streaming when you are streaming. And that's really all you need. If you're careful and plan your videos ahead of time, you won't need any editing at all. You can just pause your recording and come back to it whenever you need. Actually, no, I take that back. You cannot pause your recording, because if you do, it will create another video clip and you'll have to piece them together. So, okay, so you can plan your recording ahead of time, and if you do it right, you won't need an editor at all. Especially for our purposes, people are going to be forgiving of a cough here and there, or you don't have to really worry about it that much. If you would like another tutorial on video editing, please let me know, and I will try to find the simplest free software I can that will do everything we need. This should be everything you need to know about OBS to begin with. If you have any further questions, let me know. Thanks.